Hey guys, here I am again. Starting to shoot before I'm even ready. I really messed up. I shot today for like an hour. Started in the same way, except I had my shirt on. I don't like having not my shirt on. This is a white beater. My tattoos are showing, but then again, secrets. There's no such thing as secrets. Government spend what, $700 billion a year on the Department of Defense, and X knows how much money a year on Department of Energy, which is just a code word for nuclear bombs. And they spend a whole bunch of other money on a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't even know about. And not only that, but they work, with other governments to create shows to entertain us. So, meanwhile, this is what I believe, my opinion. You have two countries that say that, this guy or this guy that. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, they're having dinner and they're talking about, okay, well, how about we invest and we make a factory sometime in the next after years or whatever, or how about if we make a conspiracy that this happened, that happened. You know that stuff's got to be happening. 8 billion people in the world. You gotta tell me, people with power, they want two things in life. One, they want to keep their power. And when I say power, I mean money. We all know that. One, they want to keep their power. And two, they want to have more power than the next person. So, like, let's say I have 60 billion today, and then tomorrow, Jeff Natural Hair has 661 billion. I'm gonna wake up pissed. I'm gonna be like, holy yes. Let me call up my friend Elon Muskie and see if he can give me a loan so that I can, do some insider trading or something. They're up to so many things that we don't even know. And it's probably for the best of us, because we don't have to know that shit. I mean, a lot of it does affect our lives, sort of, when you come down to think of it. Because, for instance, like if they sign a bill about infrastructure, right? Some of these roads were built in like the 70s and shit, or the 60s. So they're just waiting for fatalities to happen. Why is it connecting and disconnecting? Oh, it's saying disconnect now. Okay, it's giving me the option. Let's change device name. So instead of SRX XB13, let's name it to Sony XB13. I don't know if I like that. Sony dash Sony dash I'm gonna keep the 13, but I know what I'm 44. FS for my sister's birthday. 0313. I like that. Unless I'll put it backwards. I mean, the way the rest of the world does it. Which one would look cooler? What about my birthday? What about all my cousins? I got 3 cousins. I got 2 cousins, I mean. The older one was born from my aunt, which is my mom's older sister, and my younger one was born to my other aunt, which is my mom's younger sister. We were all born on the 19th. The oldest one was born January 19th. I like to say 1980. Rocky, I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Maybe 79. I don't know. You're still a handsome man in my book. I was born in November 1982, and then my good cousin Pedrito, whose name now is Pedro because he's a man, he was born May 19th. Let me get a lighter, I'll be right back. You guys enjoy my beautiful, look, my rotary phone. Hello? Yeah, I'd like to call in a nuclear strike. Yes, please, with extra pepperoni. Thank you. That's the special phone. Yo soy un idi. Todo ese tiempo estaba en mi bolsillo. Ok, este video no lo quiero hacer largo porque estoy súper cansado. Quería ir a la farmacia, pero la farmacia queda lejos. Yo estoy en la 112, la farmacia queda en la 35. 112 menos 35, vamos a hacer las matemáticas. Entonces sería... ...177 más o menos, 177 cuadras, me imagino, pero aquí las cuadras son, una cuadra es una milla, que sigue siendo 1.6 kilómetros. Es increíble. Vamos a poner Sony 13, ya. Ese es el nombre. Ok, ahora vamos a ir a ver si encontramos la música que estaba diciendo cuando dije la oración. No sé cuál es. No, ¿para qué voy a poner música? Toda la idea es que yo quería hablar sobre el Padre Nuestro, que en inglés se le llama the Lord's Prayer. If you want to find Lord's Prayer, you have to go to the book of Psalm, chapter 23, verses 1 through 4. Is that right? No. Psalm 23 is Psalm 23. It's chapter 6. Got it. Chapter 6. I did it different. Chapter 6, verses 6 through 9. That's it says, "This then is how you should pray." That's how it starts. So I'll just read it to you guys right now. Because heaven forbid there are kids out there with parents who do not have faith, and I cannot stress the importance of that. You have to have faith because having faith is actually good for your body. Because think about it, if it's good for the mind, and the mind and the body are connected, it's good for the body. So having faith heals. You have faith, you believe in miracles, which is what I've been trying to do with this one back there, not the little one. All right, so Matthew chapter 6 verses what did I say, 9 6 through 9. No, 9 through verses 9 through 13. It's called A Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Now, boys and girls, some of you must say, oh yeah, the Bible, book of books, book written millennia ago or whatever, I don't know. But the word has power. I've experienced it myself. I can vouch that there's other people that have experienced it. Sometimes when I go panhandling, I meet some of the most nicest people who talk to me about Christ. And you can just tell them, not just because of the fact that they're charitable, that doesn't mean anything. The fact that you can see the faith that they have, and you can see how much they believe in it, that you can't put a price on that. Okay, you got these rich people, bless their souls, and let me take that back. You got these wealthy people, bless their ways, because sharing is caring. So you want to find true happiness? All of you who've got wealth, find a project that, let's just say a passion project, something you're passionate about, not something that's gonna make your shareholders happy. Make this a private venture and just follow your dreams. I mean, for heaven's sakes, this whole thing about people with wealth, if it's true, I see it in the media, but this whole thing about people with wealth that, once they have a certain amount, they just want more, what is that going to do for you? Is it going to make you feel better? Like, is it like, in my opinion, what it will do, it will feed your ego. But I got news for you, buddy. When you pass, and you don't know when that's going to happen, that could happen today in a car crash, the number one leading cause of death here in the States. So today you could be worth 200 billion. 3 days from now, they could be burying you in a casket. I hope you have your will ready. And I sure feel bad for those who are in your will, because they're human beings too. Only the ones that are rich in faith and rich in spirit are the ones that are going to be unaffected by it, because to them, they'll most likely be more upset about losing you as an individual than they will about gaining your wealth. Okay? Let me read it one more time. I'm going to read it slow, and then I'm going to show it to the camera. And please excuse my handwriting. I tried to write it quick earlier. I made like an hour-long video, and it was the front camera was facing me, but I hit the thing so that it was recording the back camera. I wasted a whole hour of my life. Okay, so Psalm 23, a Psalm of David. Not me, David. This is King David. If I'm not mistaken, he was the father of King Solomon. Or was it the other way around? Let's get to it. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So try to memorize this psalm, and not just that, but try to meditate on it. Try to, really listen to what it says to you. And the reason why I'm trying to encourage you guys to do this, because I want people in my home to walk in the light, not in the dark. And I'm thinking this is a way to start. I mean, hope maybe it might help others out there too. If so, that's great. Now, you can go to BibleGateway.com, and they have all. Oh, by the way, in case that sounded different than what you're used to hearing at the 12-step meetings, the ones we do at the meetings, if I'm not mistaken, they're from the KJV, the King James Version. That's why some of the words are different. They use thy. We don't use that anymore. That's older English. This is from the New International Version. When you write the name of the website here, this is my personal favorite. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but I've been using this one since, I guess you could say, I've almost been using the internet. There was a point in my life where I really tried to commit myself to being Christian, and I believe that was around the time when you could say I was born again. I have suffered through a lot since then, a lot, but what makes me understand that it is okay is the fact that afterwards I can make it out on top, not necessarily winning, but I make it out, and I'm alive, my family's healthy, I'm healthy up, for the most part that I can be. I know I have vices. We have a home, or at least a house. A house is not a house rule does not make a home unless people follow that rule. Then you have a home. And like I mentioned before, we have 2 house rules. The first one is how you find it is how you keep it. And the second house rule is, please look at rule number 1. I've been trying my best through the years. I put up papers. I think I need to put up new papers, that way, because if it's the same old paper they've been seeing for like a couple years, 3-4 years, they're just gonna glance over it. They're not gonna pay attention to it again. I've had to put different papers, especially for the queen who lives here with our daughter, and who had a struggle finding a place to live before she came here. She literally went through like 7 different housings and nobody wanted her. And you want to hear something that's pretty trippy? The last house, it didn't even belong to the person that lived there. He was a squatter, or she was a squatter. She didn't even want her there. But anyways, enough of that. That's in the past, but hopefully it will serve as a lesson so that my queen may realize that maybe it's not the people around her, maybe it's her, you know, because of the fact that if it's just one or two people saying, hey, you have a problem, great possibility they're just making things up in their head. But when you have almost, when you have two handfuls of people saying Kim, then you really should think about it and don't take it as people trying to be mean to you. Try to take it as constructive criticism. If you're able to take constructive criticism in a good way, you're able to grow. Like me, for instance, you were telling me that I was using the appraisal line a little bit too much, thinking that I'm using it as an excuse for panic attacks. So what I did was, and I'm going to tell you this right now in front of everybody because I want to be transparent, I acknowledge the fact that when you use the medication, your body can develop a physical dependence and a psychological dependence. The physical dependence, depending on the dose, can more than likely be a guarantee. The psychological dependence, which is the hard part, because you have to be strong up here, you have to acknowledge, okay, I need to take some right now, but do I want to take it because I really need it? In my mind is causing me thoughts and or it's going through stress factors that is making my physical body ill. Therefore, I may or may not suffer from a panic attack, which I haven't, thank goodness, because of the medication. And being out in the open, one time I did one, didn't work. So, because I still felt like the panic attack and I wasn't about to call an ambulance. I don't have that kind of money. So I did something that I used to do when I used to use, and I'm not proud of it because there's not a lot of studies that have been done to it, and it is possible that it can damage your lungs, just like cigarettes can cause cancer. But what I did was I crushed the medication and I insufflated it, and sure enough, within like 10 minutes, maybe even less, I felt calm, and I realized, I'm like, you know what, if you're having a really bad, you're in a really bad predicament, because of whatever happened around you, or somebody said something, or something happened, if you must resort to this, then do it. Hopefully my doctor doesn't cut me off if she sees this. I'll just have to be honest with her because there's no going back. I'm going to post this. I'm trying to be honest, but sometimes honesty can get you in trouble, and if that's the case, you have to face the consequences. But nonetheless, let's move on. This right here is the name. Oh my goodness, it's already 23 minutes long. Bible, it's all together, BibleGateway.com. That's the website that I use. And now, Psalm 23, excuse my handwriting, I was trying to write it fast. When you look it up in Bible Gateway, it says a Psalm of David. And then, those aren't the actual, it's 6 through 9, but I just did it 1 through 4. Because I wanted to talk about it into further detail, but I don't want this video to go too long. So, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Psalm 23. Try to do it fast. At least this time it was a lot faster than before, because before it was an hour and change. I did it fast because I'm tired and I didn't want to have to go through the whole thing. In the one I did earlier, I explained in a little bit of detail what some of the lines, were, because some of them I learned, some of them I actually, um, you know, came up on my own because I interpreted that way. If you agree or not, maybe one day I'll make a video on that. Well, thanks for watching. I'm being rushed to finish. I don't know what for, but I'll find out right now. All right, thanks, and may peace be with you.